My partner is amazing. Except for his temper, and I'm afraid it's getting worse. I 28F love my partner 30M in almost every way that feels important. He is thoughtful, loyal, hardworking, affectionate, and deeply protective of the people he cares about. He remembers small details about my day. He checks in on me. He makes plans for our future like it's something stable and intentional. If you asked anyone who knows us casually, they would say we are a great couple. And most days, I believe that too. The problem is his temper, not constant, not explosive every day, but sharp, unpredictable, and slowly escalating in a way that scares me more the longer it goes on. When he gets angry, the room feels different. The air gets heavy. His voice doesn't always get louder, but it becomes harder, more controlled, like he's barely holding something back. His jaw tightens. His eyes go flat. He snaps over small things, a wrong turn while driving, a question he interprets as criticism, something not done exactly the way he pictured it. He has never hit me, but he slams doors, punches walls, throws objects across the room, and says things that feel deliberately cutting rather than emotional. The anger feels disproportionate to whatever caused it, which makes it harder to anticipate and harder to diffuse. After every outburst, he apologizes. Always. Sometimes immediately, sometimes after cooling off. He tells me he hates that side of himself. He says he is embarrassed and ashamed. He promises he will do better. Sometimes he cries. He holds me and says he never wants to be someone who scares me. And for a while, he is better. He is calmer, gentler, more aware. I start to relax again. I start to believe that this time the apology means something. But eventually, something small triggers him again, and we are right back where we started. The apologies never lead to lasting change, only temporary peace. I finally suggested therapy after a night that scared me enough to lock myself in the bathroom. He had exploded over something minor, and the intensity of it made my hands shake. I wasn't yelling back. I wasn't provoking him. I just told him I was frightened and that I couldn't keep living with this level of volatility. His reaction was not refusal, but it wasn't accountability either. He immediately brought up his childhood. He talked about his parents yelling, about trauma, about how anger was modeled as normal. Then he said something that shifted everything. He said I trigger him without meaning to. He said my tone sometimes sets him off. He said therapy would not work unless I also worked on my communication. In that moment, the responsibility quietly slid off his shoulders and onto mine. His anger was no longer something he needed to manage, it became something I needed to avoid provoking. I started monitoring myself constantly. I softened my voice. I rehearsed sentences in my head before speaking. I avoided certain topics entirely. I chose silence over honesty because it felt safer. I realized I was shaping my entire existence around preventing his anger, and that realization terrified me. What scares me most is the pattern. The way the outbursts are becoming more frequent and more justified in his mind. He used to say, I lost my temper. Now he says, anyone would have reacted that way. He used to apologize without explanation. Now the apologies come wrapped in reasons. I can feel the normalization happening in real time, and I know enough to understand where that road can lead if it is not interrupted. I find myself thinking about the future in ways I never expected. What happens if we get married? What happens if we have kids? What happens when life brings real stress, illness, financial strain, grief? If this is how he handles frustration now, what will it look like later? I hate that these questions exist in my head, but I cannot ignore them anymore. The hardest part is that when things are good, they are really good. That makes everything so much more confusing. He is not cruel all the time. He is not a villain. He is someone who loves me and someone I love deeply. And yet, I am shrinking inside this relationship. I am quieter. More careful. Less myself. I feel relief when he is calm and tension when things go slightly wrong. I should not feel afraid of the person who is supposed to make me feel safe. I am afraid to leave because I love him and because he always convinces me he is trying. I am afraid to stay because I can already feel the cost settling into my body. I do not know where the line is between patience and self-betrayal, but I feel like I am standing right on it, and I am terrified of which direction I will choose.